Welcome back to RBP, as it is known. I am Ross Bolin here with producer Kade Orris, who was under the weather. Has been all week, but still went out last night because he's a rager. A party boy who can't be stopped.
Yep, there is nothing that will stop me from having a good time.
Oh, God. Oh, it's like I'm doing a podcast with the Grim Reaper. It sounds absolutely terrible. But shout out to Kade for hanging with me. We had to do 2 episodes today. Because I'm catching up after being back from
this day to be over.
From vacation. I promise, Kade, I'll get us in and out of here as quickly as I can. But you know, the show must go on.
Sure does.
Even if you're making terrible, poor health decisions. My kids have been out of school for 2 weeks with no childcare. It's summer or whatever. School's closed in the summer, but they had camps and shit at their school most of the summer, but then there's just a straight up 2-week period where everything is closed.
Do they get the same teachers to like run those camps, or is it different?
No, it's different staff and it varies.
Yeah.
But yeah. So fortunately school is back in session next week, but last Friday my wife and I took our 6-year-old little girl and 2-year-old little boy to the beach in Port Aransas for 4 nights. As far as I know, it is the highest quality beach in the state of Texas where I reside. Texas is not known for its beaches. Like Galveston is probably the most famous beach, and it sucks balls. It's fucking. It's no offense, Galvestonites or whatever you're called, but your beach is terrible compared to every other beach I've ever been to or seen. There's a ton of seaweed, like an ungodly amount of seaweed, like a fucking I can't even describe. Like, the beach is covered in seaweed, the water is filled with seaweed, there are jellyfish everywhere.
Interesting.
And it's just generally disgusting.
I just got invited to Galveston. One of my friends is from there, and she's like having a thing for her birthday.
Now, I should be clear. There are nicer parts of the greater Galveston area with like some more private beaches, like community beaches.
Yeah.
And those are a bit nicer.
Okay.
But
I have no idea where we would be at.
I'd just say in general, Galveston beaches are not the best. Okay. So Port Aransas is kind of like shockingly nice, considering the general reputation of Texas beaches. So we're there for 4 nights. We had a great time, awesome vacation in general. The one story I kind of wanted to tell was that, so on the 3rd day, my wife has to go to a store in this little community we're staying at and buy the 6-year-old new goggles because she lost hers in the ocean. One thing I learned on this trip is that little kids have no concept for what happens to things when you leave them in or by the ocean. So, like, my son would be using a shovel, digging shit and flinging it on me. And then he'd just throw it on the ground in the sand where the tide is coming up, where the waves are rushing in. And a wave would grab the shovel and take it out to sea. And I'd be like, dude, you can't just throw your shit on the ground. It's going to disappear. It's going to be gone. Neither one of them understood this at all. Like, the 6-year-old was like, where are my goggles? I was like, what'd you
do with them? Yeah.
Did you leave them in the water? Because if you left them in the water, they're gone. They think it's like the pool, where you can just drop shit, it floats to the bottom, and then daddy goes around and collects everything at the end of the pool session. Of course, that is not how the fucking ocean functions.
Ocean's a little deeper than that.
So she lost her goggles. My wife had to go get her some new ones, and she also returned with a boogie board. Are you familiar with a boogie board, Kade?
Yes. I can't say I've ever used one, but I am familiar with their game.
But you have never been boarding.
Never been boogie boarding.
Oh, so you haven't.
I've never been any kind of boarding.
No surfing.
No surfing. No.
No other boards.
Other board.
What about the skim board?
No.
You ever done any skimboarding? Do you know what that is?
No, I don't know.
So I did see one kid doing this, and I've done it a few times. It's awesome, but it's a young man's game, not an old man's game.
Oh yeah,
Skimboard is where you stay up there, and that last layer of water that's left out by an incoming wave is the skim. And you slide the board, and you jump on it, and you fucking zoom. It's awesome.
Yeah. I
saw a little kid doing this, and I was just thinking about what would happen to both my knees if I attempted that at 38 years old, and it kind of made me cringe. Because I'm just pretty confident I would blow out an ACL, MCL.
Oh, for sure.
All the L's. would be mine if I went to try to skimboard. So my wife comes back with a boogie board. First thing is she made the rookie mistake of only buying one. Now, when you have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old, if you buy anything, you better buy two. Because one or the other is going to be very fucking upset that they didn't get one.
Right.
It becomes this huge ordeal for like 15 minutes where I'm like, look, we're going to share. Frankly, only one of them could go at a time anyway, because I knew the second my wife walked out with this boogie board, I was like, well, there's my afternoon is fucked. I'm not going to get to ride it, but I'm going to have to be the one out there with them on the waves, teaching them how to use this freaking thing. And also, one of these kids is 2. He can't do this shit. He can't do anything in the ocean, really. He just like floats and prays. But so she brings the boogie board back. After the kids calm down, I take the 6-year-old out, and I'm teaching her how to boogie board, right? And by teach her how to boogie board, I mean I place her on the board. She grips the board. And then I'm out there timing the waves, watching the swell, finding her a good one to ride, turning her around, placing her on the wave, and shoving her so that she can ride it. Like, I'm doing all of it. Like, this is the dream. If you're a little kid, like, I was like, God, I wish somebody would do this for me. This is amazing. I'm doing all the work. It's a beating. I'm just taking waves to the face over and over and over. Now, these are not like, if you're listening and you're in like California, we don't have like massive surfing waves here.
Right.
But we have solid boogie boarding waves. You only need a few feet of wave to boogie board your ass off and really catch some serious motion. You can get like 20, 30 feet of high-speed action, nothing crazy, but it's fun. And I was shocked by how well the 6-year-old did. Like, I would find her a wave, saddle her up on it, and she would ride that bitch fucking 30 feet, It was we had a great time. The point is, it was one of the best times I've ever had with my stepdaughter. It was super, super fun. So then, my 2-year-old son, of course, wants a turn. And I'm like, all right, I really have no concept for how this is going to go, because this kid is a psycho, daredevil, lunatic toddler who has no fear or concept of danger at all, and potentially no, the highest pain tolerance of any human ever born. So I really don't know what to expect. Frankly, I thought what would happen is that I would put him, same thing. I've got to go all the way out there with him. I'm walking him out there, I've got to fucking get out to a sandbar so I can like be standing safely and maneuver him on the board. And I thought I would put him on the wave and he would fall right off and he'd just be right there. And it'd be easy to be like, oh, great job, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect much out of this. The first one I stick him on, he fucking rides this thing like 30 feet. And I was natural. Like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, I mean, all he has to do is hold on, frankly. It's not that, don't move. Don't shift your body weight around. Just fucking lay there. And he crushed it, though. I was super shocked by this. It was awesome. Very cool to see. The second wave I put him on did not go similarly, though. He made it like, 5 feet away from me, and then just completely flipped over the front of this thing, got sucked into the undertow, and like popped out. Like, I could just say he had no idea what had just happened. Like, the first time you get sucked under by a wave in your life, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah,
because it's not
traumatic. Yeah,
it's not an experience you have anywhere else that can be replicated anywhere else. So, it was kind of hilarious to see him go through that. That was the end of him asking for the boogie board, though. He had no problem with not using it moving forward. But
what else y'all do?
Oh, man. We went to the pools. They had a bunch of pools. I don't know how to describe this place we stayed other than to say it's like hundreds of beach houses.
Okay.
In this
so you guys
massive,
were at like a hotel?
Not a hotel. It's like you rent out the beach houses.
Okay.
It's a massive community of beach houses. And then everybody, well, maybe not everybody, but like we had a golf cart that we rented. And you take the golf cart from your beach house out to the beach. It's like a 2-minute drive.
Sure, yeah.
And so we spent as much time as we possibly could on the beach because the beach is my shit. That is my happy place. Fucking love the ocean. Love the beach. Need more of it in my life. But then occasionally we'd go to one of like the pools. I don't really get this. Like, it's a beach house on the beach. Why all the pools? People do this with hotels. They'll be staying at a hotel on a beach, a nice beach, and spend the bulk majority of their time at the pool.
Yeah.
I guess it's because you don't want to get all sandy and dirty and shit in the salt water and it's gross or whatever. But like, come on, bitch, and then stay home. Go to a hotel in your hometown. And
yeah, they got pools everywhere. There's not beaches everywhere.
No, I just don't get the pool thing at the beach. The beach is like so much better than the pool to me personally, but whatever. So we went to the pool some. We went out to at least one dinner.
Yeah.
At a semi-nice restaurant, which is perilous with small kids as well. You better have something to entertain them. I think I had to fire up like some weird game on my phone for my son to keep him entertained. That was pretty much it, man. At the end of the day, after the beach and the pool, we'd go home, and it would take 2.5 hours to get the kids to sleep because they're all fired up from vacation and being in a new place. Routine is destroyed. And that was that. I rocked a whole boatload of sunscreen. I used literally an entire big-sized 70, PF? SPF bottle to keep my old gnarled skin protected. And generally had a great time. It was good. Fucked up the whole week at work. We having to do a whole bunch of last-minute recordings here on Friday with a sick producer. But it was worth it.
Nice.
It was worth it. So, yeah. I stayed hydrated out there, too, Kade.
That's good. You
know it.
You got to.
And today's show is sponsored by Liquid IV. If you're looking to stay hydrated, got to spend some time at the beach this weekend. It was amazing. Spent a lot of time at the pool this summer. In general, I love summer. I love the heat. I love this time of year. But that also depends on it not being 100 degrees every day, which it hasn't been. So it's been nice. But being out there in the sun for hours at a time, my main priorities are sunscreen to protect my white ass and Liquid IV to keep me from getting dehydrated. No matter how hot your summer gets, Liquid IV can help you hydrate for the adventures ahead. The summer heat means it's the perfect time to try their new Arctic raspberry flavor, plus Liquid IV has sugar-free solutions powered by Live Hydroscience for smart hydration. Visit liquidiv.com, use code ROSS at checkout, and you'll get 20% off your first order. We've been loving Liquid IV here at Bolin Media for many, many years because it gets the job done, hydrates better than water alone, tastes incredible with their variety of delicious flavors. Liquid IV makes regular water tasty as hell and 3 times more effective. My favorite flavor right now is the white peach. Can't get enough of it. Mix it in my water bottle in the morning and before workouts as well to get 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks. We've got like 20 bags of Liquid IV in the storage closet here at Bolin Media, so it's always available for us and our guests. We love it. Our guests love it as well. And remembering to drink enough water every day is a constant struggle for a lot of us, and as a result, we're walking around dehydrated without even realizing it, which affects everything, your energy levels, your mental health, everything. Liquid IV has you covered all summer long. Just dump one of these little Liquid IV packets into your water so that it tastes 3 times better with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks and is significantly more hydrating than water alone. Explore the delicious sugar-free options, including white peach, lemon lime, rainbow sherbet, and more. You can find all their flavors online, experience their newest flavor, Arctic raspberry, plus they've got stuff like cotton candy or popsicle firecracker for the summertime. Just 1 stick and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Powered by Live Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. 8 essential vitamins and nutrients. Always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. Squeeze the most out of your summer with Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code ROSS at checkout. That is 20% off your first order with code ROSS at liquidiv.com. Now it's time for the news. Sort of, in the form of insane headlines of the day. I'm going to talk about some headlines that caught my eye over this past week. 1, Illinois becomes first state to ban AI therapists. The story is from Engadget. It says Illinois Governor J.P. Pritzker has signed a bill into law banning AI therapy in the state. This makes Illinois the first state to regulate the use of AI in mental health services. The law highlights that only licensed professionals are allowed to offer counseling services in the state and forbids AI chatbots or tools from acting as standalone therapists. Now, we've been talking about this for several months now because there have been stories that have popped up here and there about, AI being useful as a therapy tool, and also stories about people going that route and getting absolutely piss poor dog shit advice from their AI therapist and doing very bad things as a result. Overall, as somebody who's been in therapy for several years and who generally understands how these AI chatbots work, where they by and large are telling you what you want to hear, and they are sort of taking in whatever information you give them and then serving it back up to you in a way they think will please you, you should not be doing therapy with ChatGPT or some shit.
Yeah.
That is not how therapy works.
Mostly because, like, it kind of just, like, agrees with you, or, like, kind of, like, makes it sound like you're right. Like, it doesn't challenge your thoughts.
It tries to be sympathetic,
yeah,
but it comes off as enabling, is the way I would put it. So back to the story. HB 1806, titled the Wellness and Oversight for Psychological Resources Act, also specifies that licensed therapists cannot use AI to make therapeutic decisions or perform any therapeutic communication. It also places constraints on how mental health professionals may use AI in their work, such as specifying that it is used for supplementary support, such as managing appointments, billing, or other administrative work. Those things are allowed. In a statement to Mashable, Illinois State Representative Bob Morgan said, "We have already heard the horror stories when artificial intelligence pretends to be a licensed therapist. Individuals in crisis unknowingly turned to AI for help and were pushed toward dangerous, even lethal, behaviors," end quote. The law enshrines steep penalties in an effort to curb such outcomes, with companies or individuals facing $10,000 in fines per violation. The bill passed the Illinois House and Senate unanimously in a sign of overwhelming bipartisan support. And this legislation is particularly notable as Trump's administration recently revealed they have an AI plan that outlines a 10-year moratorium on any state-level AI regulation. So for whatever reason, the Trump administration wants to have this 10-year moratorium where states cannot regulate AI on their own. I think why they're doing that is kind of obvious, because they have a whole bunch of tech bro billionaire backers. But obviously there needs to be regulation around this, and shout out to Illinois for being the first state to step up and make something happen. Ending the story, it says it also comes as OpenAI has said it's improving the ability for its models to detect mental or emotional distress and will ask users to take a break during unusually long chats. So, if you want to do therapy, you need a human being. Point blank.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. You cannot do AI therapy. That is not a thing. It's basically a chatbot getting you to reinforce ideas you already had. Like, it's not going to get you the help you need, especially if you're facing any type of actual serious crisis.
So are there, like, actual, like, AI therapy, like, programs now, or are they just using, like, ChatGPT or, like, stuff like that?
I'm not sure if there are any. Well, I just Googled it. Abby, your AI therapist. So yeah, it looks like this is already. Yep. There's another one. Ash, the first AI designed for therapy. Get support for stress, anxiety, relationships, or a bad day. It's like, oh, fuck. Come on, man. It's what friends are for. Or a paid therapist, a human being. But like,
how much does it cost for these AI?
I don't know.
100% free. Abby's 100% free. So I feel like that's a reason why people would go to this, just because it's free. Therapy can be very expensive.
Free, available 24/7. Therapy can be very expensive, no doubt. But there are like more affordable options now,
right,
especially through the internet and, Zoom therapy and all the different shit that we've got at this point. How does Abby make money?
I don't know, ads. They got ad breaks.
Oh, shit, dude. All of a sudden, the AI therapist is hitting you with a fucking use code Abby.
Yeah.
For 10% off a handgun. That's... All right.
Jeez,
Well,
all right.
Yeah, I don't know why that had to get as dark as it did, but...
I was thinking, like, 20% off liquid IV or something. But
yeah. Well, that's our code. Abby, if you're going to do that one, Abby, if you can hear me, Abby, give out code RBP for you dehydrated patients, please.
And so if I used the Abby, for example, in Illinois, I could get fined?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay. And then you can also...
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they're going to enforce this at all.
I mean, I can see it
how do you get caught?
With, like, companies...
Yeah.
That use AI. Like, I can see them being fine, but, like, if I'm just like...
How are they going to know if a licensed therapist uses AI to make therapeutic decisions or to perform any therapeutic communication? How the fuck are they going to know?
Unless,
Is there like an oversight committee?
Unless like I like report them because I'm like, hey, this is like
feels like AI.
Yeah.
And what is there, an investigation that takes place? Point is, I get the concept, and I think this is an obvious need to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't get how they regulate it. I don't get how they, like you're saying. So what if I have Chat GPT and I decide to try to use it as a therapist tonight? Is somebody going to come give me a $10,000 fine? How are they going to know I did it? Unless I turn myself in.
Mm-hmm.
So not sure how that all works, but it is interesting nonetheless, especially considering how widespread. It's like, remember when Instagram came out? Do you remember? When it first started up?
Yeah.
Pre-Facebook Meta ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents didn't have Instagram. No old people had Instagram.
No olds had Instagram.
It was just the youths.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody over the age of fucking 30 had Instagram. We had no clue. They had no idea what that was. Then, over time, slowly it breaks into the mainstream, and the next thing you know, like your grandma's on Instagram.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what's happening with AI. It starts out as a tool that mostly younger people are using. It gets more and more motion, more and more steam behind it. Becomes very widespread. ChatGPT busts through as this huge, millions and millions of users daily platform thing. And now everyone is generally aware of what AI is. And slowly but surely it'll be more accepted by older people as well. And it just kind of runs rampant. And that's why I think there's so many concerns around stuff like the AI therapy. Because people are we've already seen many cases, too many alarming cases of people treating the AI like it is real, for lack of a better term. Like that Joaquin Phoenix movie where he has the AI.
Oh, her.
Her.
Yeah.
People are treating it like that. Mostly lonely, stupid men. but it's happening. And it's going to get worse, a lot worse, before it gets better. So, I guess local governments need to try to do what they can to curb any unhealthy use of the AI stuff. And this is a step in the right direction, but it feels kind of like an unmanageable situation. We'll see. Speaking of technology and laws, cell phones are now banned in Texas schools. Now, when I first saw this story, I was really interested about how it was going to work because I was like, good fucking luck, brother.
Right.
You can pry those cell phones from those kids' dead hands. There's no way you are getting those out of the schools. I thought it meant they weren't even allowed to have them inside the school grounds.
Yeah.
Which also feels like a safety issue. Like,
right.
Don't they need to be able to contact their parents and shit like that? I don't know. But then again, back in the 90s and 80s, people were fine without cell phones in schools. The point is, I was really confused about how this was going to work. So I finally looked into it for today's show. And this is from WFAA. Starting September 1st, cell phones are officially banned in Texas public schools. So first of all, this only applies to public schools. If you have a private school, they have their own
they can do
rules and regulations. They can do whatever they want, right? So the implementation of that law, it says, which was passed by the Texas legislature this year, might vary from district to district, even if the intended effect is still the same. Students won't be able to use their phones in school. That's the idea. So they can have their phones on them. Mm-hmm. They cannot take them out and use them.
At all? Like even like during like
that's going to be
period?
District to district. It's going to differ. So some will likely allow cell phone use between classes and in the hallways and shit like that. But in the classroom, you cannot have your cell phone out.
But like even when I was in high school, like we had cell phones and like obviously like we couldn't use them in class. Like that's always been a thing.
Yeah, but now it's a law.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? Are kids going to start getting arrested for texting in school? Yeah. I'll explain to you now how it's going to work. So what the law did was require districts to pass a policy by September 1st that complies with the law, which prohibits the use of personal wireless communication devices, including but not limited to cell phones. So iPads are going to apply,
What, like laptops? No. I feel like
that's a good point, though, because like
iPads,
you could just use the laptop.
Laptops and iPads like
have texting, have all the shit on them. So I'm not sure about that part. We didn't use laptops in high school.
We did. It was like mostly like
that was a college
junior
thing.
And senior year when they started like saying like we needed them in school. They're like we're gonna be like more like online stuff.
I'm in a weird spot here because I haven't been in high school in 25 years.
Yeah.
But none of my friends' kids are old enough to be in high school yet, so I have no idea what's going on in high school.
Yeah.
Like, do all high school students have laptops now?
Yeah, like by my senior year, like you either had a laptop or an iPad to like do work on.
Okay. It says the state law also requires districts to have disciplinary steps in place if students violate the policy. So basically, the state law is putting it all on the schools and the districts specifically.
Mm-hmm.
The state is not saying we are going to punish students.
Yeah.
The state is saying you are legally required to punish students, and you have to come up with your own disciplinary steps.
So what if like a school like doesn't like want to like do anything? They're just like we don't care about that.
We'll probably find out.
Okay.
I bet that happens.
Yeah.
At some point soon. It says how students can store their phones and how the discipline will escalate for each violation was left to the districts. So the state law goes into effect September 1st. Many districts have already approved new policies that will go into effect when school starts this month. Here is an example. Here's how Dallas Independent School District is handling this. The new DISD policy bans cell phone use all day. So that includes between classes, in the hallways, everything. And includes escalating levels of punishment for each violation. So your first violation, the first time you're caught with your cell phone out using it on school grounds, phone gets confiscated and then returned to your parent or guardian, I'm assuming at the end of the school day.
Yeah. So you got to get your parent to come all the way to school after.
Yeah.
Just to get your phone. Like
this is what used to happen with us in middle school.
Yeah.
With like toys and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they caught you with like a fucking yo-yo,
yeah,
they'd confiscate it, and then you'd have to go to the principal's office to pick it up at the end of the day. And it was like a very embarrassing experience.
Oh, over a yo-yo.
I hope they have a big ass file cabinet for all these cell phones that are gonna have to be taken from kids. The second time you're caught, your cell phone is confiscated and it's returned to your parent or guardian, but only after you pay a $5 fee.
Okay.
The third time, the fee jacks up to $10, and the fourth time, the fee jacks up to $15, and that is as far as it goes, which is hilarious because you know goddamn well there are going to be kids who get caught more than 4 times. What happens the fifth time?
Yeah, or
it doesn't say.
10th. Yeah, they just keep adding. I think they just keep
$5
adding
every
$5.
time.
Yeah.
So you get up to 10, you're at what?
Oh God.
$50?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We don't have to do this. I think it's 50. But it could get really expensive really fucking fast.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the kid or parent or guardian refuses to pay the fine? Does the school keep the cell phone?
They must.
These are other questions I have. It says the district decided that elementary teachers will collect cell phones and secure them during the day, and secondary campuses will give students a pouch to store their devices. So, elementary students...
I mean, crazy. Why do they have...
I don't know why they have phones. They shouldn't have phones, but they apparently do. Their shit gets collected at the beginning of the day and secured.
But they're just with one teacher all day. Yeah.
So that's easy.
Yeah.
You get up into the higher levels, grade, 8th grade, whatever, fucking high school, they're going to be given a pouch to store their devices in.
I feel like they do that at like
concerts, comedy shows, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of this with like Chappelle doing stand-up. So the pouches, it says students will have access to a magnetic device that unlocks the pouch at the end of the school day. So it's in a pouch on your person, but it's locked all day. I like this one. That's a good idea.
Okay,
Except
but
for that now
I
the
could
district
also
is
just
having
put
a magnet
or just like
text through the pouch.
No, just like put something in the pouch and then like just like have your phone still on you still like.
Oh, you're saying how do they know it gets secured in the pouch?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems very timely to police this. They got to walk from desk to desk. Show me your pouch. Show me your pouch. Show me your pouch.
Show me your pouch.
It's like a marsupial school.
I'd like teenagers like they'll find
a way.
Ways to get around this.
That's like your whole existence at that point in life.
Is
how to skirt the rules.
Yeah, being rebellious.
How to get around adult shit. Yeah.
And they're not gonna like. None of them are gonna like this, so they're just gonna do whatever they can to, figure a way around it.
Fuck the police. Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be really interesting to see how this unfolds. It's probably like the biggest technological rule change that I can remember of the past 20 years as far as like schools go.
Yeah.
And obviously, there've been waves of different points where cell phone use and computer use and shit in schools became a problem for this reason or that reason. Like, I think AI has made it 1,000,000 times worse.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And so that's probably part of the reason this is happening now, if I had to guess. Students cheating rampantly with, Chat GPT and shit like that.
Yeah.
But good luck to the districts. Good luck. Because this is a fucking uphill battle you are fighting, my friends. Good luck stopping the teens from texting each other all day. Let me know how that works out for you. We'll probably update the story in a few months with like a riot that took place at some high school where they broke into the cell phone closet and took all the cell phones and like...
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
It's going to get ugly. One more headline. No, that's not true. Two. But here's one. Young Jeezy takes 10-hour Uber from South Carolina to Baltimore. Sick producer Kade sent me this story a couple days ago. It's pretty goddamn funny. So this is from Billboard. The crowd at the Baltimore stop of Jeezy's TM 101 live tour has an Uber driver named Tanner to thank for the show not being canceled. Now, a couple of comments up front. One, Tanner, absolutely hilarious name. Shout out to Tanner Lannister. Two, I had no idea Young Jeezy, or Jeezy, excuse me, was still touring. I think he prefers to go by Jeezy now.
He's just
he's
Jeezy
no
now.
longer young, so this headline is technically incorrect. But I didn't know he was touring and would love to see the Snowman on tour.
Oh, yeah. I think he was at ACL last year, if I'm not mistaken, so he's still doing it.
Fuck off, really?
Yeah.
I feel like I would have known that.
I swear he was at ACL.
That would really bum me out if I find that out and I didn't even know. Look it up.
I'll look it up.
It says Jeezy posted a clip on Instagram of himself on stage this past Friday, updating the audience of the journey he took after flights out of Atlanta were canceled due to severe weather. Jeezy, famously an Atlanta recording artist. He was telling them that he decided to drive up instead since his flight got canceled, but he ended up stuck in the middle of South Carolina after the car broke down. So then, at the show, on stage, he brings out the Uber driver so the people can show him some love. It says, here's the quote that Jeezy gave on stage. I woke up to my team informing me that all flights to Baltimore and D.C. had been canceled. Then they told me that my driver was on his way to pick me up so we could drive to Baltimore for the next stop on the tour. 2 hours into our drive, we hit an object on the highway, puncturing the gas tank and causing fuel to leak everywhere. We pulled over to a small gas station to regroup in South Carolina. My team tried to arrange a jet from South Carolina to Baltimore, but with the flights canceled due to weather, we weren't sure if the jet would get us there on time, risking another cancellation. Next, we called an Uber to take us to a rental car location at the airport. When the Uber driver arrived, he quickly loaded our bags and sped off. 8 minutes into the ride, I turned to him and said, "Hey, we need to go to Baltimore." I asked how much he'd charge to take us there, and after a moment of consideration, he replied, "Let me think about it." I assured him that whatever it was, he'd have it. Like a real one, he didn't hesitate and just kept driving. So it gets a little confusing here because it sounds like you initially got the Uber driver to have him Uber to a rental car spot.
Yeah.
And then I guess he liked something about the cut of Tanner's jib, and he was like, you know what? Fuck the rental car.
Yeah.
We're riding with you, Tanner. And if I had to guess, it's because Tanner was down to smoke with Jeezy for 10 hours. If I had to guess.
Oh, you think he's just getting...
I think he was like, dude, 10 hours with an Uber driver. 10 hours?
Yeah.
30 minutes with an Uber driver can be hell, depending on the Uber driver.
Do you think Tanner is a fan of Jeezy? Like you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Because I don't...
He knows Jeezy liked to drink, Jeezy liked to smoke, Jeezy liked to mix Arm & Hammer with his Coke. That's what Tanner knew. That's how he's... But the fucked up thing about this is the way Uber functions, like you get an Uber from South Austin to North Austin. What that Uber driver is hoping that once they drop you off in North Austin, they will get another ride from a North Austin person
to come back
down south and back and forth, and that's so it goes. This fucking guy, Tanner, drove 10 hours to another state. There is no way... First of all, I didn't even know Uber was allowed to do that.
Well, he might have, like canceled the ride and just, you can just pay me.
Did it off the clock?
Yeah. Because he's probably making way more money from that.
It does say Uber can facilitate interstate trips.
Oh, yeah. No, they definitely can. But, I don't think they're doing it a whole lot. And, a lot of Uber drivers would be hesitant.
I would think so.
To do something like that.
Shout out to Tanner. So, apparently, I guess part of the exchange here was that Tanner got VIP treatment at the show. So, maybe he told him, look, dude, let's do this. 10 hours together. I'll get you backstage passes. I'll bring you out on stage, like a whole deal. Make a whole thing out of it, right? Which obviously worked to everyone's favor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about Jeezy today. Well, I guess it's possible, but it's less likely. He even took a picture with him backstage with Tanner rocking the iconic Snowman t-shirt. I don't know how I didn't think to pull this up on Instagram yet so that I could actually see what Tanner looks like, because I need to know if he's going to look exactly like what I have pictured in my mind. Damn, this dude. People post too much, man. How am I supposed to...
I just Googled Jeezy Uber, and they'll show you.
Jeezy Uber.
He does look like a
Tanner?
Jeezy fan. I could see it.
Yep. Yeah, dude. You tell me that guy doesn't fucking burn one? Look at that. That's fucking exactly what a dude named Tanner looks like. That's him right there.
That's him.
Unbelievable. Just an awkward bearded white Uber driver, man. That's him, Tanner the man. Jeezy closed out his story saying, 10 hours later, we arrived in Baltimore just 10 minutes before showtime. I told him he made a lot of people happy tonight, gave him a snowman tee, and told him he was my guest for the show tonight. Shout out to the real MVP, my Uber driver, Tanner. And I quote, not all heroes wear capes. Fucking A. What a cool experience, though. You'd never top that story if you're an Uber driver. I mean, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
Really tough. I know there's probably some wild shit that happens in Ubers, but 10 hours on the road with Jeezy so that he can make it to his concert in Baltimore and then you get to be his VIP guest on stage is pretty much my version of the Uber dream.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
God, what do you think they talked about for 10? Like that's
they just smoke doinks and bump old Jeezy. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. That's the really difficult part about this. You think like 5 hours in, either one of them was like, this was a fucking mistake.
Yeah. And then he had to drive all the way back.
Yeah,
after.
dude. Probably hung over his balls too.
Yeah.
In all likelihood. So anyway.
Shout out Tanner.
Shout out to Tanner. All right, I've got one more headline and then we'll get out of here. How about that?
All right, let's do it.
You're almost there, Kade.
I'm almost there. Home stretch.
Almost fucking there, dude. Radioactive wasp nest uncovered at South Carolina nuclear facility. Did you see this story?
I did. I also didn't know there was a nuclear facility in South Carolina.
Yeah, I think we have them kind of scattered everywhere.
Okay.
Like, Google, are there nuclear facilities in Texas?
Okay.
Because I couldn't name one, but I guarantee there are some.
Gotcha. Also, Jeezy was at ACL last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really fucked up of me. Damn, man. Okay, well, all right, this is from HuffPost. Workers at a site in South Carolina that once made key parts for nuclear bombs in the U.S. have found a radioactive wasp nest, but officials said there is no danger to anyone. Of course they fucking did.
Yeah, they're not giving like, we need to be on a high alert
for giant killer wasps. Yeah. Employees who routinely check radiation levels at the Savannah River site near Aiken found a wasp nest on July 3rd on a post near tanks where liquid nuclear waste is stored, according to a report from the U.S. Department of Energy. The nest had a radiation level 10 times what is allowed by federal regulations, officials said. Now, it's just a funny way of putting it, because what that makes it sound like is that there are federal regulations that dictate exactly how radioactive a wasp nest can be. Which I think what they mean is 10 times the level of radiation that is allowed outside of the parameters of this fucking facility or something like that. But I don't know. It says the workers sprayed the nest with insect killer.
I'll get it. I'll remove some of that
Problem
radiation.
solved. Removed it and disposed of it as radioactive waste. And then there's the worst line in the whole article. No wasps were found, officials said.
But don't worry.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye out for a 3-foot fucking killer radioactive wasp.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I mean, shit, we had them in the the backyard all summer last year. I haven't seen any this summer.
No,
it's huge. I think they know.
Yeah, they know not to come around here no more.
Yeah, we'll fuck them up.
That was a literal wasp genocide that occurred in the backyard, dude. That one, like the one time the bug guy came out and I pointed him to like the giant one that was out there, and he just left all the bodies. Mm-hmm. Like he killed all the wasps and then he didn't pick them up, so they were just scattered on the porch, and there was like 40 wasp corpses. It was actually kind of sad. Like I was like, fuck, dude. Couldn't have taken this shit with you. Now I got to have this on my conscience. You just murdered an entire colony.
I think it's to send a message to the other wasps.
It worked. Like you said, they haven't come back. But now maybe this is why they've just been waiting, biding their time, looking for the perfect moment to strike. And now they've got these radioactive fuckers that can come and take me out. The report said there was no leak from the waste tanks, and the nest was likely radioactive through what is called on-site legacy radioactive contamination, from the residual radioactivity left from when the site was fully operational. Again, this just sounds like science mumbo-jumbo trying to say, there's nothing to see here, everything is fine, when it really sounds like it's not. The watchdog group Savannah River Site Watch said the report was at best incomplete, since it doesn't detail where the contamination came from, how the wasps might have encountered it, and the possibility there could be another radioactive nest if there is a leak somewhere. Now, my concern is that if there was a nest, it's because the wasps built the nest. That's how it works.
Right.
And if they found the nest, but no wasps, doesn't that mean the radioactive wasps flew away and likely built another nest, which would also be radioactive? And then they can just continue? Next thing you know, we've got a fucking full-blown pandemic of radioactive wasps. I don't know how radiation works, if it's passed down, like to the babies. Like if the wasps fuck, or whatever they do, rub their stingers together, I assume that's how wasps...
that's how they mate.
That's how they mate, right? Everybody knows that. And they have baby wasps. Are those wasps radioactive? I think yes.
I want to say yeah.
And doesn't radioactivity usually make shit giant? Isn't that what we've learned from the movies? Like, that's how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came to be.
Oh, yeah.
And the monsters in those movies.
Yeah.
What were they called?
I don't know.
Damn.
But there's like a pig and like a rat and...
Well, the rat is Master Splinter.
But he's also...
Mr. Splinter.
Mr. Splinter. But he's also radioactive.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at what the name of... is it Bebop and Rocksteady?
Sure. Oh, yeah, they're like a rhino and a pig.
Yeah.
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 But even like in Fallout, they actually do have like giant radioactive wasps.
Well, okay. In the 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was these two fuckers. A giant snapping turtle, and then like a werewolf?
What
the fuck is that? Those things are awesome, though. But it wasn't Bebop and Rocksteady in that one. I'm not sure why they went this other route when Bebop and Rocksteady definitely existed in the comics. But that's not up to me. Anyway, typically radioactive means to turn huge.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, I have to agree with the Savannah River Site Watch here. This investigation feels at best incomplete. It says, knowing the type of wasp nest could also be critical. Some wasps make nests out of dirt, and others use different material which could pinpoint where the contamination came from. Tom Clements, executive director of the group, wrote in a text message. It's not even important enough to get on the fucking phone. He's firing off text messages about it.
Yeah, I love this first part.
Now, then Clements says, I'm as mad as a hornet that SRS didn't explain where the radioactive waste came from or if there's any kind of leak from the waste tanks that the public should be aware of. The fact that he worked in mad as a hornet pun. Chef's kiss. Says
this
the tank
is a serious matter.
Yeah, I'm terrified, and this guy's cracking SMS jokes. The tank farm is well inside the boundaries of the site, and wasps generally fly just a few hundred yards from their nests, so there's no danger they are outside the facility, according to a statement from Savannah River Mission Completion, which now oversees the site. So you've got Savannah River Site Watch. These are the watchdogs that say, you guys did a dog shit job here. Mm-hmm. There might be killer wasps. And then you've got the Savannah River Mission Completion saying, all is well.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Do not panic. It's good. It's good.
It's fine. We're fine.
Yeah. I'm just curious how this has never come up before on radioactive sites. Like, clearly bugs wander onto the premises.
What's up with this leak they keep
referencing?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the nest was outside the normal contamination area. So they want to know how the nest was contaminated if it's not inside the nuclear facility. It was just near tanks where liquid nuclear waste is stored. So those tanks are supposed to hold all the radiation in, or at least some optimal amount of it.
They're supposed to.
The federally regulated amount. But this wasp nest has 10 times the levels of what are normally allowed for wasp nests. Or anyone. So we'll leave you with that. We'll get out of here after that story. So go enjoy your weekend and try not to think too much about the giant radioactive wasp that could be coming for your dome at any second. Kade, thanks for hanging with us today. Appreciate it.
No
Hope
problem.
you feel better this weekend. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at WRBolin. Follow producer Kade Orris at Kade Orris. Follow the Ross Bolin podcast on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Support our sponsors. Find today's sponsors in the details of this episode with links and codes right there for you. Until next time, remember, you are not alone. Peace be with you.
And also with you.